Hello everyone. Well, once again, I'm late. Although now, at least we can train our parkour skills. Here is the main area for the tutorial, but keep in mind, this place is going to get expanded and might change in the future. But for now, this will do. I'm pretty sure there is something you hadn't noticed, because this is an old animation, but the animation rework is real. We're talking all of the animations, running, walking, vaulting, climbing, everything reworked from the very scratch. Just so, because the old animations were absolute trash. Like, look at this. What can you even call this? Let's talk about swinging. Well, if you think about it, swinging is a way of traversal. It shouldn't really slow you down. As of before, you will need to wait for the intro that ends in your idle state. Then after that long ass intro, you can press either W or S. Which, let's be for real, it is the worst way to kill players' immersion. So, I've come up with a solution. That is, adding something called quick time event. In short, it's kind of like OS mechanic. That, if the outer circle touches the inner circle, this is when you have to press space. If you did it correctly, it plays a satisfying animation, plus pushing you from it. But if you fail, it will say nah mate and disappear, while also making you go back to swinging forward and backward. Pretty sweet, isn't it? Say I'm pretty sure you have seen the difference between the camera in this video and the old ones. If you hadn't seen the other videos, go check them out. Now, what's important is we changed how the camera orientation is being handled. Before, we only got the roll from the head, but now we got all of them. Roll, pitch, yaw. I'm quite sure that you might be confused with what the actual fuck I'm talking about, so let's take it in simpler ways. So imagine the yaw, pitch and roll as the movement of the head in different directions, like left and right, upward and downward, and lastly, forward and backward. These resemble X, Y, and Z math, which will result in a smoother, better approach. But you know what this also means? It means there is no need for another code to handle camera movement effects, as they are now fully controlled by the actual animation, which made making the game look more pleasing and much easier than it was. Well, that's not all I did in 100 days. Hey, let's be for real guys, I'm not that lazy, okay? So, let's talk some quality of life changes. I'm pretty sure some of you had played or at least heard of Mirror's Edge. Well, a cool thing that the game has is when you fall from buildings, it like triggers this kind of vignette and some motion blur as cherry on top. So I said, damn, this looks too good. So I tried to do the same thing as now. When you fall for 1 second and more, it triggers the vignette that grows over time from normal vignette to a very dark one with camera shake doing the same thing. And my cherry on top is, instead of motion blur, since we can't do that in Roblox, my alternative is depth of field that blurs your character and what's far, but not what you are looking at, which makes the scene quite the cinematic look. Another quality of life change I have made is that, if you know before, while edge climbing, you can look left, right, and even climb forward. Yeah, I removed that. And reworked it from scratch. Now the old system used 2 raycasts, one for the torso and one diagonal from it, going upwards. And being only 2 raycasts makes it sometimes not reliable whatsoever. So, in the new version, we added a 3rd one. And you know, an extra raycast won't fuck up the performance, would it? Now, the extra raycast is just a safety measure. And with that extra safety, I've made it so you can't look left or right. You can only climb forward without a long intro, like a semi-automatic one for easier traversal. And if you think I should add the looking left and right thing, tell me down in the comments your ideas on how I should implement it. Oh, not again. I guess, yeah, that sums up everything. See you everyone in another video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.